What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here with a Heroes of the Storm video for you guys. And recently I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of viewers saying, Shinobi, you gotta check out Heroes of the Storm. I know you like MOBAs, you played League of Legends, you played Dota, you played Heroes of New Earth, you know, you're a big fan of the MOBA saga. Now, this is another addition to it. It's a different type of MOBA. I mean, you guys are probably familiar with the game. For me, when I first, booted up Heroes of the Storm, and, I've been playing it for a little while now, but when I first booted it up, I was pretty much drawn to the Diablo characters. As you guys know, I've been playing Diablo 3 a lot for the past 3 years. So in this video, what I want to do is show you guys Diablo himself. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and get into some of the abilities and everything. Now, I've seen other people before talk about Diablo, that he's this tank and you should build him to be pretty much unkillable. And yes, that is a viable way to play Diablo, but some players, they want some other, choices, some other things to do with Diablo. So what I've designed here is called the Control Your Enemy build. And essentially what it is you are just, you're helping players on your team roam around the map, ganking people, disrupting people, controlling people, so that your high damage dealing, teammates can really put the punish on the enemy team. And that's pretty much the whole point to it. Lock down your team, that way they can't push, that way they can't kill you, that way they can't do anything, and that's what it's all about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the abilities, and I'm going to, for those of you that don't know the abilities of Diablo, and then I'm also going to run through the talents that I choose and why I choose them. So first off, taking a look at the abilities, we have the Shadow Charge. Now what this is, it is a charge that's 12 seconds cooldown, and you charge into a player, or you can even do it into like a minion or something like that. But you ideally want to do it into a player. If you knock that player into a structure, you will stun them for 0.75, so 75% of a second, and that is pretty good. And this is going to be kind of the theme behind this. It's all about locking down your opponents. So this, keep an eye on this in the future, because we're going to talk more about this. We also have Fire Stomp, which is a fire wave that you can kind of build Diablo in such a way that you can, really get some fire wave action going, which is really nice for like clearing waves of minions and maybe doing some siege damage or something. But I'm not a huge fan of the Fire Stomp. And moving on to Overpower. Now this is another disable ability that you have to your disposal. And what you do is you grab the target and you pull him behind you, so that way you can disrupt him. You can maybe like pull somebody from outside your base inside your base, and they get stuck and they pretty much die. And then or you can just charge into somebody, they try to run away, you grab them, pull them back, and give it enough time so that your teammates can kill the player. So there's a very strong ability, and that is also a very important part of the setup here. You also have your trait. Now the trait is a passive thing that all heroes in the game have, and this is for him. This one is specifically gather souls by killing enemies in order to resurrect faster. So the souls are nice because they can increase your health based on how many you have. They get a percentage. I believe it goes up to 15%, and with the right talent you can even make it go higher than that. I think up to like 22% or something like that. But we're not going to be going that direction. That's more of like a tanky build. So the souls are nice because, I mean, you're going to be getting that health gain, and because you're going to be killing minions, you're going to be disrupting players, and you do get 10 souls for killing a player and 1 for killing a minion. So, if you're killing players a lot, you're going to be building those souls quickly, and when you get to 100, if you do happen to die, you respawn very quickly in just a matter of a few seconds. So, very awesome. Now, let's go ahead and take a look into the talents here as you're watching some gameplay in the background. So at level 1, I like to go with Overwhelming Force. Now this one increases the Shadow Charge range and knockback, increases range and knockback of Shadow Charge by 25%. So you're going to be able to charge from a farther distance away, and you're going to be able to also knock them back farther. So if they're maybe not close to a structure, this might give you the extra little oomph to push them into that tower or into that structure of some sort, so you can get that stun on them, or you can even knock them back even farther. I like to come up behind them when they're pushing my lane very far, push them into my towers. That way my tower is shooting him over and over again. He's taking a lot of damage, then I grab him, pull him back into it, and you'll see some demonstrations on the screen. But yeah, so that is something you want to start off with there. Now remember, there are multiple ways to build Diablo, so, you know, if I'm not going to build that you like to go or something, this is my preference, so keep that in mind, and it's something I enjoy doing. Next up, we have Demonic Strength. Now, this is at level 4 you're going to get this, and what it does is Overpower also slows the target, so you slow them for 25% for 2 seconds, so, you know, if they're trying to get away from you, which is what they're going to do, typically when you gank somebody in a MOBA, they're going to try to get away from you somehow, and this pretty much stops them from doing that. You put a little slow on them, and they are, you know, that's self-explanatory right there. Level 7, we have From the Shadows. Now this one here increases the duration that Shadow Charge stuns enemies that collide with terrain to 1.25 seconds, so up about 50%. Pretty decent amount, I mean, a good amount of time, and you're going to be able to do this more often. You're going to be able to stun them more often with some more of the talents that we're going to talk about. So, you know, getting them stunned, getting them controlled as much as possible is going to enable so your team can really put a hurt on people. Your job is literally, like I said, to just control the other team. You're not the high damage dealer, you're the, you know, CC'er. So here we go, we have 10, level 10 here, you have 2 abilities to choose from. I like Apocalypse and I like Lightning Breath, but I feel like Apocalypse just works so well, especially with this build. One reason why I really like Apocalypse is if you're pushing on the enemy team and you're about to win the game or something like that, and they try to TP back to town, you can hit Apocalypse from across the map because it's a global ability, and you can stun them from across the map. This can set up some really nice plays if orchestrated with your teammates, so definitely like this ability for the setup that we're doing here. Lightning Breath is okay, maybe if you're going for more of like an AP damage, ability power damage build or something like that, but yeah. Then we have level 13, we have Spell Shield. Now this one here you can kind of do a number of things. It kind of depends on who you're going against. You know, is Spell Shield going to be the best thing for you? It's going to give you ability damage reduced by 50% for 2 seconds upon taking it, and then you get it every 30 seconds it will trigger. So it can be very useful. You have the waves that return back to you. You have, you know, maybe that life steal there, basic attacks, extra damage, deal extra damage, and heal you. This one's kind of up in the air on what you want to do. If you want to activate to gain health over time, it can be nice. It's going a little bit more tanky route, though. Just kind of, this one is up in the air. You can pretty much choose whatever one you want here. But my two favorite ones would probably be the Spell Shield and like the health over time. I like the health over time more than I like the life leech. Then we have level 16 here. We have Domination. Overpower reduces cooldowns of Shadow Charge. So this is really great. Remember I told you Shadow Charge is a 12-second cooldown, but this reduces it by 8 seconds. That's crazy. So what you do is you charge into somebody, you grab them, pull them back, and literally a few seconds later you can charge again instead of having to wait over and over again. So this is going to give you really, really awesome mid-game gank possibilities and completely shut down the other team and just kind of disable them. So really nice. I really like that ability there. Also, another one that you could do is Continuous Overpower, where you gain a second charge on your overpower, and that's pretty cool as well. So, you know, that could be something just as useful. Depends on the situation, but I would go either or. And then right here, your final, this is level 20. You have what I like to go. Now you can go a couple different choices here. I really would have liked the level 20 talents to be better for Diablo, especially for a build like this. I mean, Activate the Teleporter Short Distance can be really nice with Bolt of the Storm. That is an option because it's only a 40-second cooldown, and you could literally set up a nice big play at the end, maybe to sweep the game or something like that. Now, another one would be maybe Lord of Terror, steal health from nearby enemy heroes. You take 10% of their maximum health. It can be really nice. I mean, especially when you have a big group fight at the end of the game. This is when you're going to want to use something like this because, you know, you can give that survivability at the end, maybe more for like a tanky role, but that's pretty much my thoughts about that. But that's pretty much the whole build there, guys. Tell me what you think about it. You know, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been doing really well with it, and you know, having a blast playing the game and trying out different things, and that's what it's about. I like to get in there and try different builds, try different things, see what works, see what doesn't work, and do that with any game that I play, literally. I mean, I've been doing that for Diablo 3 for a long time. I'm also going to be kind of, you know, going through more of the Diablo characters, because there are quite a few of them in Heroes of the Storm. So if you have a character or a hero that you would like me to look over and give you some tips on in the next video, put that in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, my name is Shinobi, and until next time, thanks for watching.